Welcome back to Summit After the Storm podcast. I am Bart Wilbanks, and this is episode 5, When the Storm Doesn't Look Like a Storm. Not every storm announces itself. Some storms don't arrive with thunder or chaos. They don't knock you over like the winds atop Mount Kilimanjaro. They don't force you to stop. Some storms show up quietly. They sound like constant urgency. They may look like a full calendar, a busy mind, and a life that appears successful on the outside, while something inside slowly grows tired, distant, or numb. And those are often the most dangerous storms because we don't recognize them as storms at all. We don't see them coming. They sneak up on us. There's a moment in Scripture, 1 Kings chapter 19, that's always unsettled me in a good way. The prophet Elijah has just come through an intense, exhausting season of his life. He's burned out. He's overwhelmed. He's running on empty. He's literally hiding in a cave, running for his life because Jezebel is trying to have him killed, and he believes this is the end. Well, God comes to him in the cave and tells him to go stand on the mountain because God, is about to pass by. So Elijah gets on top of the mountain to find God. And the scripture tells us there was a powerful wind, but God was not in the wind. Then there was an earthquake, but God was not in the earthquake. Then there was a fire, but God was not in the fire. And after the fire came a gentle whisper. God wasn't in the noise. He wasn't in the drama. He wasn't in the obvious storm. He was in the whisper. I've started to wonder how often we miss what matters the most, not because life is too loud, but because we've trained ourselves to only look for meaning, direction, or warning signs in moments of crisis. Meanwhile, the real storm is happening quietly, slowly, in the background of success and the rhythm of overwork, in the habit of never slowing down. We tell ourselves this pace is responsible. We tell ourselves it's necessary. We tell ourselves, I will slow down later. But storms don't always come to disrupt us. Sometimes they slowly wear us down, unnoticed, unchecked, and unnamed. For many leaders, the most dangerous seasons aren't the ones filled with failure. They're the ones filled with momentum. Busy seasons, successful seasons, productive seasons. Because in those moments, slowing down feels irresponsible. Rest feels lazy. Stillness feels risky. And yet, Scripture reminds us that God often speaks most clearly, not when we're striving, but when we're listening. On the mountain, slowing down was about survival. In everyday life, slowing down is about awareness. This isn't about doing less just for the sake of doing less. It's about creating space in our lives, space to notice what we've been ignoring. Because when everything is urgent, nothing is examined. And when life is constantly loud, the whisper gets drowned out. Many of us don't need more effort. We need more attention. Not attention to our calendars or metrics or our output, but attention to what's happening beneath the surface. Slowing down in this sense isn't retreat, it's alignment. It's choosing to listen before life forces us to stop. If you're feeling tired, but you can't explain why, if everything looks fine on the outside, but something feels off on the inside, if you're moving fast, but drifting quietly, it may not be because you're failing. It may be because you're missing the whisper. Not every storm comes to knock you down. Some storms come to invite you back to clarity, humility, to dependence, and to rest. Thank you for listening to Summit After the Storm, and keep climbing. Holy poly.